Alrighty, welcome back to Nick Lenz, Comic Corner Classic, Lesson Known Classics. This is episode number 2397 and Doubleshot number 2291. This one I'm basically discussing issues that were collected in, well, first be Thor by Dan Jurgens and John Romita Jr., Volume 2, and a Captain America Epic Collection. First up, basically discussing the issues from Thor by Dan Jurgens and John Romita Jr. That trade there collected issues 9 to 13, annual $9.99. So yeah, 5 issues and 1 annual. So must be a really short trade. Yep, mostly put for these issues is Thor versus the Dark Gods, which is up in issue number 9 of the book. Yeah, that's mostly put exactly what these issues are. Excuse me. And yeah, that's pretty much what Thor will be doing for pretty much from issues 9 to 12. Let's take on Dark Gods. We'll take him on 2 more times after that. Yeah, it's Dark Gods story arc. And then issue 13, well, 12 basically wraps with that story arc. And then 13 is, well, someone called, who is Maronat. And he is a fairly original character. Yeah, and he's, well, maybe somebody else, and then that's pretty much it for that. But in the case of the annual, yes, the one and only, the first annual printed for this run, it's mostly put exactly Doctor Doom teaming up. Now, it's basically Thor teaming up with Fantastic Four to take on Doctor Doom. Those for the first appearance of Sidra, who only appears, who actually got killed off in this very annual. Yeah, and mostly put she was in flashback after this, but most of this is her debut and her death. Yeah, but it's a really fun annual. Thor versus Doctor Doom. Like, that's interesting. We also have appearance of the Bastarians. Just an alien species who only appear in this one annual. Yep. The home planet also appears in one annual. Yeah, it's like basically, it's very much like a standalone annual, but the Secret Odyssey of Doom and Thor. But this annual was a lot of fun. It came out at the start of 1999. Can you actually believe that? Yeah. And it came out during while this arc was coming out. Yeah. I'm gonna give this story arc. I'm gonna give these issues here basically a. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Yeah. All right. Next up, we have from Captain. Now, here's the thing about the Captain America Epic Collections. There is not really much left to go for them. There is roughly about 4 left. This is the first of 4 remaining ones for this one. Because once I finish these 4 Epic Collections for Captain America, that's it. Captain America's update at this point in time. This is the first of 4. Yeah, this one collected issues 302. It's called, basically, the volume is called Serpents, which collected 302, 317, and material from Marvel Fanfare number 18. Mostly put for the early issues published in this trade, which I have on here. These are not, this is done by a guy, written by a guy, excuse me, by someone by the name of Michael Carlton. He actually does no issue 107. Mostly put exactly, he just does like a lot of like standalone issues before, well, before of course we have the brand new writer thing on the book. Yeah. So in the first issue, you have the first few issues. You mostly just have Captain America versus debut of Batroc's Brigade, which make debut. Well, it's the first appearance of this version of the group. Yeah, because I think these first few issues mostly with Cap versus Batroc. Also with Obadiah Stane, which makes it a loose tie what goes on Iron Man. And of course takes on Obadiah Stane in this issue. Yep. And also his girlfriend Bernie is in these issues. Yes. Yes, she is. Yeah. She's not here for much longer. No, not really. Actually, she's here for quite a while, but I'll get to that later. After with Batroc for 2 issues, then we deal with Stane International for 304. 305, we deal with basically Mordred Mystic after his appearance from Avengers 187. He returns here, and he possesses Captain Britain. Yeah. And then 306 is the conclusion of that story arc. But 307, oh boy, this is a very interesting one. 307 is known for 2 things. Number 1 is the start of Mark Greenwald's 16-year run in the book, and the debut of Madcap. You're thinking, Madcap? You mean the character who fought Deadpool in 2000s? Yes, same guy. Yep, this is his debut. We also deal with the Serpent Squad, Death kind of Black Mamba, which of course they had a later issue where they're in the mall. It's like Cap, what are you doing? There's this funny thing where he just runs into King Cobra first, because he knows public service announcement, because he knows that the Serpents are in this mall, so he tells the security to make a public service announcement there's a gas leak, and they're like, what? And then Cap just knocks out King Cobra, the leader of the Serpent Society, which I thought was so funny. Yeah. And is it strange, though, that Madcap is created here as the first character? And he comes back in 309, and then after that, he doesn't appear in the book ever again. Yeah. 2 appearances in Cap. He fights Cap twice. Yeah. And in 308, we have debut of Armadillo. Yes, a guy who is still technically a villain this very day, who was trying to help out his wife. Yeah. So, it's like, okay, Madcap, Armadillo. Who else makes a debut here? Of course, Armadillo fight Cap a few times in the book. Basically, he comes back in 316. And he comes back in 340, and that's it. He doesn't fight Cap America ever again. Really? Yeah. We also had Carl Mortis, who is a Spider-Woman villain. Yeah. It's supposed to Secret Wars tie-in. And of course, in 308, he has a rematch with Madcap and never sees him again. 310, this is basically the first full appearance of the Serpent Society. Yep. Anaconda and Cobra, and I think in their issue, they basically, this is mostly with them, and then we have Scourge in the world with the awesome android. And 311. And 312, we have the first appearance of Flag Smasher. Yeah, Flag Smasher, who is a recurring villain for Cap for a very brief period of time before he moved over our books. Yeah. Okay, again, a lot of really good characters here. And then we had the first appearance of a couple of characters. We have full debut of other people. And then we have supposedly MODOK, but not really. And of course, this whole thing of Princess Python just trying to tease Cap, oh, I'm not a fight. I'm just basically a snake charmer, and she gets away. Yes, seriously, she gets away from Cap. Yeah, this is the issue where Cap basically goes to a mall and just knocks everybody out. This was so fun. Yeah, I love issue 313 where Cap, the first person he knocks out is King Cobra, which is so funny. 314, I think I may have talked before because it's a crossover with the Squadron Supreme book. 315 deals more of that. We also have death of the original Porcupine in this issue. Yep. Yeah, he sadly gets killed off here. Yeah, the original Porcupine. Though he comes back in flashback. In 316 is the Return of the Armadillo. And 317, I've contacted this issue before, in the Hawk Epic Collection. But these issues are fantastic. But we're not done yet with Captain America. Oh no, we are next talking about the Marfanfor issue. Now it says they collect material from Marfanfor 18. There's only one story in this trade, everything else just pinups. Yeah. And this is done not by Mark Greenwald, this is done by Roger Stern and Frank Miller. And of course, it's probably another one of these stories where, like, kept in the drawer for years and the publisher's book because why not? Mostly put just a solo Captain America story. Just him, basically like a day in the life of Captain America where he's fighting crime, and it's just a really good story. Like, it is something that was never published for a main issue of the main book. That they decided to put this in this book here. And mostly put everything afterwards, it just pin-ups. So you have pin-up of Dagger in this issue, yes. Black Widow. Red Sonja, yes. When she was published by Marvel Comics, and wow, she looks so sexy there. Jean Grey, Nova, She-Hulk with her top off, getting his tan. Of course, that was the portfolio of Kevin Nolan. Yeah, everything else is Terry Austin, which is Terry Austin of The Black Widow, Storm, Rogue, and I think that's supposed to be Kitty Pryde and Dragon and Cloak and Dagger. Thor, plus a couple of characters trying to live with his hammer, which is so funny. And that's it. Yep, that's pretty much it there. But these issues are great. I love them. You're thinking, wow, it's such a really cool era. That's Mark Greenwald for you because he's awesome. Sadly put, I could never meet him. Why? Because he passed away in the mid-90s of a heart attack. One guy claimed it was due to the fact what happened with Cap with Heroes Reborn. Nope, that had nothing to do with it at all. He was not doing well health-wise, from what I've heard. That was a misconception by one other person. Yep. But yeah, that's particularly it. Particular view. Stay tuned for my Doctor Who review. Okay, next video. Bye.